Hello and welcome back to my channel. We have another Runescape Dragonwilds video today. Today it's going to be a little tips and tricks video, just some things that I've picked up throughout playing the game. Currently around 25 hours into the game now, still enjoying it. They've still got a lot to do in the game, but so far as an early access game, it's been really enjoyable through the adventuring, the building, the combat. So I'm excited to see where this game goes. And hopefully some of these tips that you might not know about will help you in your playthrough. So if you do find anything in this video that is helpful, I would love it if you leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay notified when we post some more videos. If there are any tips in this video that you didn't know about, I would appreciate and I'd love if you leave a comment down below just to let me know which ones have helped you out. And if you've got any other tips as well that I've not covered in this video that you'd like to share, put them in the comments down below as well, and we can take a look at them. So for the first tip, we found this out while we was making planks to do some house building. So the sawmill, where you put your wood in and then it comes out with ash planks. Once you put them in and you press play, usually the items spit out onto the floor and then you've got to go over and pick them up. If you actually build a lumber storage, which I believe you get when you're around level 40 woodcutting, the dedicated lumber storage. So if you put this at the end of the sawmill, where the actual blade is, you put it kind of adjacent to it at the end. What will happen is when them planks have been created, they will automatically go into that chest for you. So they won't drop on the ground, no one will accidentally walk over them and pick them all up. They'll just go straight into the chest. Now I have checked with other crafting stations and all of the other chests. Nothing else really seems to do this at the moment. So I think it's because it's a dedicated lumber storage. So hopefully in the future we might get some other chests that will have this dedicated feature and we can put it next to it and it will filter through. Another tip is, so your cooking pot. You have to have it not under a cover, which means it has to be exposed above, so usually you have to place it outside. But I didn't want to put it outside in the garden, and the next tier of cooking station has to be under a cover. So what you can do is you can bring the cooking pot and the cooking station and put them indoors by building a little chimney. So what I've done is built the smaller foundations to put them in, and then I've put walls around, and then the cooking pot that needs to have no cover on it, I've left open above so it thinks it's outside, and then the cooking station next to it, I have gone and put two small ceiling foundations above it so that is covered. But now it looks like a little bit of a fireplace area, and we can use both cooking stations at the same time inside of our base without having to go outside for one and then come back inside for another. Another tip that you might not know is the actual magic staff that you use. By default it uses runes, so it's like this wind ability, and you can actually change that. At the moment there is only fire you can change it to, but if you have a look on the runes, there's a little orange icon just above the rune. I think this is the icon, which means it can be changed as like a damage dealing rune. So if you just right click on that rune, it makes it the default ability for that Mage Staff. The next tip is, I've been doing a lot of wood cutting because I'm building quite a big base, because I do love base building. So I have found a way to actually get wood a lot quicker. So what I've found is the easiest is if we mine the trees, we chop the trees on a bit of a hill, they actually start to roll down the hill. So we can't actually walk up to a log at the moment and push it around, kind of like how you can do in like Valheim to like stack them up and then hit multiple logs at the same time. But what we can do is once they start rolling, if you walk towards them as they're rolling, you can kind of push them so that they kind of take a slightly different direction, and this way we can get them all to roll into one big area at the bottom of the hill. So when we use our magic Splinter ability, which turns all of the logs into all of the large logs into smaller logs for you to pick up, then we can actually get a bigger AoE and it'll just mean that we can do that a lot faster because there is like a 40-second cooldown. So doing this just means we can get a lot of logs quicker. Might just be handy as well to bring a spare lodestone with you while you're doing this, just so you can pop it down, quickly teleport back to your base, drop all the logs off because they are quite heavy, and then come back here and just keep picking them up as you're going. And then once you've done all that area and there's no logs left, then you can just pick up your lodestone, walk to the next area, and just rinse and repeat. Another tip is with mining rune essence. So you can, I'm sure a lot of people are probably aware of this now, but you can actually shoot the rune essence down. Using a bow, you can shoot them down onto the floor. Sometimes I found that they do roll away, so then you have to obviously go and chase them and mine them. But you can also use your AoE ability, the magic rock smash. If you use a step back a little bit and wait for the rocks to become a little bit closer together before you press the button, you can sometimes get quite a few of them in midair to smash it instantly, and then you're able to just pick them up. Another tip as well is, so at the moment the vaults, they're the only place we can get the vault shards and the cores from, which are used in multiple end game crafting recipes for crafting stations and some like weapons and armor and things like that. So what you want to do is try and make sure outside of every vault you're placing a lodestone down. That way you can just teleport outside of the dungeon, run in, go and the mobs might have respawned, so you have to kill the mobs as well. You can go in, get all of the loot, all of the chests, the cores and things like that, and it just makes it a lot easier to farm them because you can just teleport straight outside and then straight in the dungeon and then back to your base. Another little tip leading on from that is while you're actually in the vault, the traps like the spikes, the fire and the arrows and things like that, you can actually ignore those mechanics if you just dodge through them. You do have to continually dodge and make sure you don't run out of stamina, but as long as you can dodge all the way through, you won't actually take any damage. And the final tip we've got is regarding the dragon that likes to fly by the base and spit poison all over the floor. Usually when you're mid-building and you're encumbered and you can't run anywhere. But this dragon actually, once he starts spitting the poison on the floor, he kind of stays within that area. So if you move away, it won't follow you. So you could just teleport away, go and do some mining for a little bit, or you could just walk outside of that area and then you could just go AFK, or you could just go mining some stones or chopping some trees, but he will only stay within that area. So once you move outside of that area, you're safe and you won't get poisoned anymore. And that is it for all of my little tips and tricks that I've found throughout playing the game. So if, like I said in the beginning of the video, if there's any that you didn't know about that have helped you out, I would love it if you leave a comment down below just to let me know which ones might have helped you. And if there are any tips that you haven't seen in this video or that you've not seen in any other videos that you want everybody to know about, pop them in the comments below, and then obviously when people read them they might be able to pick up a tip that's going to help with the gameplay as well. I'm really enjoying this game at the moment, so I'm still playing it, getting towards the end of the content that is currently available. So if you do want to come over and hang out with me on Twitch, I will put a link down below, and I'll also pop something up on the screen as well now. So you can come and hang out, come and ask some questions live, come and share with me anything that you've found, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.